Welcome back to the Scrum. We're going over all of the series. We had some heartbreak at home. We have an unlikely Scrum of the week, and you will not guess who it is. Get in the Scrum. Welcome back to the Scrum. This is my first time seeing Brian today. He's been out and about. I don't know, getting into something. Not exactly sure. Nate, this is my second time seeing you today because the first time you sent us a celebratory video. What did we just watch, Nate? Walk us through it.
We witnessed a Game 7 win in Buffalo from the Montreal Canadiens. They're moving on to the conference finals. They're playing against the Carolina Hurricanes. And what a hockey game we just witnessed. How good was that game?
It was like the classic game of this series. Montreal looked great. Buffalo looked great. And then it's like they just kind of do a toss-up and go, all right, who wants to just take it?
Towards the end of the game, I thought Buffalo was gonna win the last few minutes.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I just felt like there was a couple chances. Felt like there was just a couple things, you know. I mean, Tage Thompson was right there, and he chose to dangle or toe drag. I mean, he didn't have options because he was on him. But I mean, I'm not going to break it down because I'm not Nate. But
no, Brian, what would you do there?
I don't know. But I mean, even the commentator said he usually shoots there. He usually tries to get a shot off, you know.
Yeah.
And he just maybe got handcuffed. I mean, it was a fast play, but things like that, you know, your best player needs to be your best player.
Mm-hmm.
That is
for Montreal.
Pretty well said.
For Montreal, it was everybody's first guess. Alex Newhook put the team on his back again. Said, Cole, Mr. Suzuki, take a break. You guys did a lot this season. I'll do it all now.
I mean, he's got 7 goals. Alex Newhook. He's not a. This is what happens. Unsung heroes become household names, and Alex Newhook will not.
You should trademark that.
You like that? Nice, right?
I feel like where'd you learn that? Did
That
you
was
learn
just
that
that.
somewhere else? You make that up.
That was straight off the cuff.
Oh
Straight
my
off the
God.
cuff.
Wow.
That was all natural.
Arms,
right
write that
there.
down.
Right
Arms,
there
write
in the
that
spot.
down.
Right there in the spot.
Oh my God.
I know, but
Wait,
like,
hold on.
he's
I
got
want to say it again. Unsung heroes become household names. Damn, that sounds good.
That's nice,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Yeah. Should trademark that. But he's got 7 goals. I was going to say, he's not going to pay for a drink or a meal in Montreal ever for what he's been doing. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, like, Montreal, they came out, they won the game in the first period. They outplayed him in the first period. Buffalo then took over. Like, they took over big time. And Dobish, man. Dobish again. Game 7. Buffalo came back. They tied it up. Makes it 2-2, and they dominated Montreal for the rest of the game, much like Tampa did in Game 7 too. And then Montreal turned it on again in overtime, and Dobish made that huge save on Tage Thompson at the end where he toe drags and brings it around and almost scores on him. And man, he comes up huge. But like you said, Alex Newhook, everybody's pick. Tough turnover from Rasmus Dahlin there at the end though. Before that goal happens, the whole sequence, you just kind of see it happening, how turnover, and then all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh. That's usually how it happens in overtime, especially in the playoffs.
And brutal TV broadcast was like off a nothing play. Like, oh man, it wasn't a nothing play. They scored.
There's no such thing as nothing plays in the playoffs. Yeah,
that's exactly. Our a lot of people judge a game off shots on goal. Our household likes to look just one fold deeper to the shot attempts, because it feels like that really shot attempts really gives you like a who's really controlling the play and who's got the possession game going. Shot attempts in this one were 91-59 Buffalo.
That's the thing, though. I feel like all season, you know, with our local team had always had a lot of shots on goal. I feel like, and then there was always one neutral zone turnover led to a goal, and they lose games. They lost games that way. And I mean, one of their best players has a turnover, and they lose the game.
Yep.
And it's like
Montreal's opportunistic.
Well, that's basically, Brian, you kind of previewed the next series a little bit for them, because that's who they're playing against is Carolina, who just shoots everything. They don't they're all about shot volume. Like, they're always leading the league in shots for, just because they just shoot everything and go to the net. So Montreal is playing a team that is like that, where it's a lot different in Buffalo, where it's like making plays and holding on to the pucks, and you see their D behind the net. Like Carolina, they're getting the puck and they're shooting it right on net, and they're just keep shooting it, keep going on that, keep going on that. So Montreal's got a whole nother beast to figure out.
Yeah, what do you feel like, Nate? Obviously, a little bit of a Montreal fan. You're
I mean, a little
loving
bit, a lot of it.
Somehow, Carolina is a team that you didn't play for. Somehow, if you played 5 more seasons, they probably would have ended up there.
Maybe.
How do you feel this series goes? Do you think Carolina continues their sweepy ways, or do you think Montreal puts up a little bit more of a fight?
Yeah, no, I don't think Carolina's sweeping Montreal. If you get to the conference finals, you're a good hockey team. Like I don't care
Yep.
if matchups, whatever. Like Montreal just beat 2 really good teams in 7 games, like legit teams that could easily be in the Cup finals. So I think that Carolina, this is gonna be their toughest test. Montreal, their toughest test, but I think Carolina, like Montreal, has to play a certain way. You can't feed Carolina's offense, but at the same time, like Montreal is not slow. Like they're just as fast as Carolina is. We think about we think of Carolina being so fast, like the way they play everything. Well, Montreal is quick too, and they have good goaltending as well. So I see this going deep. Like I think this series is going to go 6 or 7 games. I really do. I think that's how good Montreal is. They've been able to change their game and evolve through every round. Like they played against Tampa, they play against Buffalo. They've kind of figured it out as they've gone. And Hammer, they won the season series. They swept them. So there is. I don't know if that's going to hold weight now, but I mean, that's a little bit of feather in your cap going into the round of a round against them. So I don't know. I mean, I think this is going to be a really good series. I'm still going to pick the Habs in 7. They're going to play another 7-game series against Carolina.
Yes. Okay. I
Go,
mean, I like that
Habs,
you,
go
I
Habs,
like that
go.
you stick with it. I
Yeah, I'm
love that
sticking with
you're
them. I have to.
sticking through. That's great. I love that for you. I understand, but I disagree.
And if there's a team that can get to Carolina's goaltending, look what they did in both series. Look what they did with Buffalo. Look what they did with Tampa. Andrei Vasilevsky wasn't Andrei Vasilevsky, but Buffalo had to switch goalies.
Yep.
A couple times. So that's
True.
another thing that Carolina's got to be worried about. This is a different team. They got a lot of game breakers in Montreal.
I think Montreal's problem though is instead of having Alex Lyon and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, they're running into Freddie Anderson, and then if they chase him, they got the big Bussy, who's been like hounding to get a game in. They've also got. This is why the playoffs is great. They're like, great, we chased the goaltender. You're like, sick. You've unlocked Brandon Bussy. He's ready. He's ready to kill someone. Like, fuck. Never mind. Put Freddie back.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. You're right. I mean, Carolina's still humming too, but then again, they've had 12 days off. I mean, this is good
They've
and
had
bad.
12 days off. People
is good
are
and bad.
laughing online about how many days off they've had because the other day the Goudreau family hosted their they did like a digital 5K where it was like, oh, do a 5K wherever you are, and we're all kind of doing it at the same time and together. Really cool thing that they did. And the Carolina Hurricanes just did it as a team, and people are laughing online. They're like, they have so much time off. They're out doing charity 5Ks. Like, these guys are cocky. This is great. With their families and shit, out for a run.
They're going to be so rested. They're going to be so healed up. You know what I mean? Like all the little bumps and bruises. But then again, Montreal, they're going to be high.
I've been on both sides of it, and I've been on sides of it where I remember I was with Tampa, and we had 11 days in between series before we were playing Boston. We just swept Washington. And the coach gave us 3 days off, complete 3 days off. So Teddy Purcell and I went out to St. Pete for 3 days and hung out by the beach. So, which was cool, which is crazy that we would actually do that during the playoffs, which is hilarious.
Of course, it was you and Teddy.
Like looking back on it now, it's comical that we, in the middle of a playoff round, getting ready to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, we for 3 days hung out in St. Pete Beach. As our part of our days off.
Did you guys watch the other? Did you watch the other
then.
games?
Yeah.
Like, did you know what was going on, or were you like, we'll check when we get back?
I think maybe we watched a couple games, but we weren't watching like intently. I think we were worried about doing other things. You know. We were only like 25, 26 at the time. So, and then I've been on the other side when I had a ton of time off when I was in Winnipeg, We swept Edmonton and then had 9 or 10 days. And then Montreal swept us after they came back and beat Toronto in a 7-game series. So, I mean, it can go both ways. It's just a matter of how you can keep yourself sharp in the time that you have off, because it's tough. Like, I'm sure Rob Brindamore, I mean, I'm sure they've had training camp like practices. Like, you kind of have to do that in this time off, where you have to like ramp it up almost like training camp again to get yourself in that high battle mode, because it's hard to just like switch it on after a week when a team has been doing that for the last 2 weeks, and then they have a day or two and they're still in it, and you're kind of like out of it because you've been, it's not bad, but you've been hanging out with the family, you've been hanging out in the sun, maybe playing some golf, and it's like anything, right? Like it's like anything. Like with MMA, it's like you're losing that edge a little bit, right? Like you lose that little bit of that edge, and then all of a sudden that team just jumps on you. So we'll see which Carolina team we get, I guess, for game 1.
We also all witnessed a brutal game this week, another elimination one. We were all jacked up for game 6, Ducks, Golden Knights. How are the Ducks going to be? We heard all kinds of things from the, $6 million man, Mason McTavish, said, I'm excited. Their backs against the wall. Let's see what we got. So we're all like, oh, shit. What do we got? It was not much. Mason didn't show a lot. Nobody else really showed a lot. Was expecting to see a lot more from pretty much everyone, and pretty much saw what I would argue definitely the worst game of the playoffs, maybe one of the worst of the season in an elimination game.
I mean, I'll let you and Brian go first.
So 2 games they won. There was 2 games that they could have won, like they were close.
Yep.
And then 2 games where they just didn't play.
Yep.
And I don't understand how that happens. Is it inexperience? Is it youth? Is it their captain being hurt? Both of those games, it's like they didn't have anybody they didn't have a Getzlaf to put the team on the back. But you know what I mean? Where it's like when their comebacks with Getzlaf, with that crew, when they came back, like Comeback and Catella and stuff like that, they had some players who can put the team on the back and say, hey, on their back and say, let's go. We're they don't have that right now. And
They're not there yet.
They're not there yet. I mean, so maybe that's just youth. They don't have because they have so much skill and talent, but they don't have that, maybe that grit or that thing that you need to, not have that happen. Because those 2 games straight up look like, game 5, it was a close game. And then you're like, okay, 1 or 2 bounces that goes their way and they win the game. And then game 6 looks different and then they just don't show up.
Yeah. I mean, it was a weird one because you have, on paper, you have all the experience. You got the Killorn, Trouba, Kreider. You got all these guys. Killorn, I think, was maybe one of the best, in totality of the playoff. Killorn might have been one of the best players on the Ducks.
I agree.
He has no speed at all, but he is so smart and knows the game so well.
I think he has more speed than you think.
But in comparison to all of his teammates, he's slow.
Compared to us, he's fast.
Continue.
We can look up the stat line on that one. But he is so smart, he doesn't even need it. He probably never even need to work on skating because he's so smart. He's ahead of everyone mentally, which is a way better place to be than physically. And he looked great. Kreider somehow got stapled to Leo Carlsson's hip and had a couple of the worst turnovers I've seen a veteran do in a playoff game. Exiting the zone, just gets pickpocketed and then sniped. Happened to him multiple times. And I was kind of bummed that we didn't see more Quenneville juggling things a little bit. I was hoping that when that line wasn't going, he'd be like, okay, maybe we need to split up Kreider and Leo. For some reason, he left the 2 of them all the way through the playoffs. And I was like, we've jumbled all the other lines. Why does Chris get to play with Leo all the time? Why don't we throw Cutter up there? See what Cutter does with Leo. I don't know. It was frustrating. It was a tough one.
But before we break it down more in that game, let me ask you guys both this. If I asked you guys, hey, you're going to go to the second round against Vegas and you're losing 6 games before the season started, what would you have said?
Yeah.
You guys would not have thought that was going to happen. No chance.
We'd be excited.
Yeah.
We'd be excited. Of course.
I made the comment to Hammer with like 5 minutes left of the game. I said, I'm really upset right now, and I'm gonna be upset for the next day or two. But
Yeah,
then when
there you go.
when the dust settles, I'm gonna relive the season, and it was such an exciting season. I mean, the playoffs were exciting. Everything about the team is exciting. We are not the fans that go online and trash the team. I mean, this is constructive criticism that we're giving. You know what I mean?
I know, but but that's why I asked, just because
Yeah.
I know. I remember, it puts it in hindsight of where they were.
Oh my gosh, such an
And
exciting
now
season.
where they're at,
Yeah.
like you talk about, like they don't, like I don't think they have a Ryan Getzlaff yet with like Leo Carlson, these guys. Like I think you're right. I think a lot of that series for me, and to answer your guys' questions of like how it was, just Vegas slowly took it over. I thought from like even game 4. Like I know that Anaheim kind of like outplayed him in game 5, but there were still these. I don't know. Just you saw it in game 6. It was like, all right, they just started playing big boy hockey. They won every single puck battle. They had sticks on everything in game 6. And granted, like you said, Anaheim didn't play great, but I got to give Vegas credit. Like they were good. And then Mitch Marner, holy shit.
I mean, that's Mitch Marner. I mean, he's never showed up for the playoffs in Toronto ever.
So somebody
Not
brought
like
up a great
this.
point today, though. They did, of course, because the internet, of course, it does. They broke down the decors that Mitch Marner has played against in the playoffs, and they're like, the Ducks decor is not the decor of the Florida Panthers, the Bruins, like all these like
Tampa.
much harder play. Yeah, they're like, he just kind of like he got a young decor, both an aging and a young decor out of the Ducks, and he took advantage. He looked unreal.
Yeah.
Straight
Yeah.
up insane.
He did. He was so good, and I actually think that series of Colorado is going to be closer than people think too. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Anaheim, they looked inexperienced kind of as the series went on, and I think, I mean, like this is an experience. This is reps for them that you can't buy. So this is only going to make them better. Like, but now it's also there's expectations on them now. Now you go into next season and. Now you're supposed to be good, and you're supposed to be a playoff team, and that changes things. But we'll see what Pat Verbeek can do this summer. I'm sure he's going to be wheeling and dealing and making this team better, because they were good this year. They're really good.
I mean,
it was impressive what they did.
Speaking of Big Pat, I mean, that's why I'm wearing the shirt. We did this wild shirt for the playoffs, and it's like, I want to put the mojo out there. It's like, go do your thing in the off season. Bring us that.
Oh, Pat's still cracking the monsters. He's ready to rock, dude.
Bring us that 1 or 2 pieces that we need. Because I mean, we have cap space, right? We have cap space.
And they're not. And you're right, Brian. You're not. The Ducks are not far off. They're not, because those young guys are that good. They're that good.
Guys, I've got a theory that I want to be the first one to put out there,
Ooh, I love
just in case it happens. This is where we're at, so here we may as well. Nate, if you're an unrestricted free agent and you're young and you're extremely talented, and you're like, hey, I got pick of the litter, I'm going to I want to see where I want to go. Where do I want to spend the next 6 to 8 years of my life? Okay. The Ducks seems like a pretty good team, right? They're going to be a spot. A lot of guys are like, damn, I'd love to live in Orange County. Up and coming team, new building, great owners. Seems pretty good, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Orange County.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Orange County guy. I love Orange County.
Oh, I know it. So let me tell you who I think Pat needs to make a phone call to.
Tell me.
Quinn Hughes.
Okay. All right. That is not
Here's the
who I
thing.
thought. That is not who I thought you were going to say at all.
know.
Like that was.
Nate,
I was like,
here's the thing.
definitely not.
The Mac Daddy got a new deal, didn't perform. I feel like maybe he's going to maybe be on the outs. I feel like our good friend Frank Vetrano, $4 million. I think they're going to want him to find. They're going to go the way of the Ryan Strome, where he's too hockey jacked up to sit on the bench, and he's a great player. He's something's not jiving in the system. Something's not jiving there. So maybe they give him a fresh start. He gets the Strome treatment. Strome's extremely happy now that he got traded. They kind of push Frank to the side. I'd love to see him play. So let's say you shed a little bit of money, you get Cutter locked up, you get Leo locked up. The Ducks have, I think somebody said, with the cap going up, the Ducks will have $50 million in cap space.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of
Hughes.
money.
Why
How
not?
are they going to? How are they going to get Quinn Hughes released from Bill Guerin's hands?
If he doesn't want to sign that, they asked him if he was going to sign. He didn't seem excited.
What he said that he loved playing
said,
there,
"Oh,
loved the guys. Did y'all see the
Of course
quotes?
he did. What else
You
is he going to say? A bunch of dickheads in this
Scammer.
room.
Yeah.
You guys ever share a shower with the Felino brothers?
I mean, I do love.
Yeah, right.
I
Couple
mean,
of
I love that
bullies.
you're stirring it up. I mean, I did not see that one coming at all. That's not who I foresaw. But I thought you were going to say Austin Matthews. That's who I thought you were going to say.
I think Austin is the thing that'll probably happen, and would have been a really cool headline like 5 years ago.
So
I
you
just
so
don't
you would
think- I
so
think-
you wouldn't want that if that came to
Depending on
your,
what's going the other way, but I think they're
Yeah.
going to want a king's ransom for him, and I don't think he's what he was. And I've seen playoff Austin Matthews. He's not the big thing I think the Ducks were missing was intensity.
look at playoff Mitch Marner right now.
That's
New
fair.
team.
That's fair.
New team.
The Ducks lacked anybody that they had no shit stirrers. You know what I mean? When they got pushed, they had nobody to push back. They had no Sam Reinhart. They had no Brad Marchand. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
exist. And I
Yeah.
feel like you go get Austin, and he's like the most passive person of all time. And you can't have passive him and then passive Leo. It's just like, guys, somebody's got to be a dick.
Yeah, I mean, Pat's going to address it, but I think that they got some good, like they got good pieces in there, like losing Ryan Paling, him getting hurt, that hurt big time. He's a great
That
piece.
hurt big time.
I don't know what
Big
they're
time.
going to do with Jeffrey Viel, but he was really good. I mean, since they picked
yeah.
him up, so they got some options, and then obviously if they're going to keep John Carlson or not, I thought he was good too for majority of the time he was there. Like he was really good. He
sure.
did a lot for that backhand, especially Lacombe. I thought.
Absolutely.
I thought he benefited
Absolutely
from him
did.
being there. So
Totally.
we will see. That's a lot of cap space, though. Whew.
Yeah, got a lot of cap space. They got to lock up. Everybody's. It's a theory, obviously, but they're saying Leo's probably going to get 12. Cutter will get 8 or 9. So you're going to start to take up a lot of the money pretty quick. But Quinn Hughes. Quinn, come on out. I'll show you Fashion Island. It's great. We'll go for
That's
lunch.
something. Quinn Hughes.
I mean, take him to Pelican Hill.
Yeah,
Have
you'd have
one,
a great time.
one round there.
You have a great time.
What
He's
I
like
can
a
do.
Midwestern guy. He's
I
a
know,
Michigan guy.
I know, but that's why
like
it's so.
Minnesota.
That's why it's so. You go there as a Midwestern guy. You're like, I can go to this on my off days. I can just play here.
You can go do it on game day. I don't give a fuck. Go for it, dude.
It's like, come on.
You want to go
That
play around
view?
in the morning?
Yeah, that view. You can't get that in the Midway. No lake is looking like that.
If this happens, Hammer, if this happens, I will take you on vacation.
Oh my gosh. Me too.
Oh my God.
Me too.
To Minnesota?
Both of you. I'll take you both on vacation.
We-
We will go on
Okay,
vacation
we'll
on
go-
my dime. If Quinn Hughes ends up on the Anaheim Ducks, we're all going on vacation, and I'm taking you.
Oh,
Hey.
can Larms come
Deal.
so we can shoot a pod?
And Larms too. And Larms too. Of course.
Yes.
Larms.
Oh,
I don't know how.
this is
I don't know how.
great.
Yeah, of course you got involved in it, but yeah.
Scrum
no,
on the road.
Hey,
That's
we'll go
how.
to Minnesota
That's how
and pick Quinn
confident I am. That's not going to happen.
You never
Answer
know.
me this. Does this deal go into perpetuity? Like if Quinn is 39 years old and signs a 1-year deal with the Ducks,
No
can we
fucking
still go on
chance.
vacation?
No chance. This is this year.
This
and
is
that's
just
it.
on his next contract. Okay.
This is just him
Can I
as a free
can I
agent.
call the vacation fishing in Alaska?
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
At a
We've had
lodge?
that on the
I'd be
board
open
for
to
a while.
that.
Yeah.
I'd be open to that.
All right, so we're sad. Anaheim blew it in Game 6. Disappointing game. Whatever.
We were
Let's look
sad.
ahead.
Now we're done being sad.
Yeah, we're
But you're
fine.
now
I'm fine.
now you're optimistic, Hammer.
Yes.
Now you feel optimistic. Okay.
Yeah, because Quinn Hughes is coming, and then we're going to Barbados. Nate, you're saying a lot of people are knocking Vegas, Colorado. Looking ahead, why do you think Vegas is going to be more trouble than people are thinking?
Well, it'll help if they get Mark Stone back if he gets healthy. I think getting him back will help a lot.
I have an argument against that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I want to go point by point here.
Okay, I'm really curious to hear that for sure. And then I think they've been just playing better, and they're good defensively. And you got to give Carter Hart credit; like he's been so good. And if they can continue, like their 4 lines, I think the other part is now William Karlsson with him back, and now they have legit 4 centers I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
if you can rival Colorado's four centers. I don't know, but like it's comparable. Like like Vegas's centers are really fucking good too. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's when you look at it on paper, obviously Colorado is definitely favored and they're a juggernaut.
Yeah.
But I would say that Vegas is playing like the team that we expected them to be with the likes of Dallas and Minnesota and Colorado and those teams. Like we thought that they'd be on
Yeah.
that level through the whole season. They weren't, but I think now they're getting to that level. And Torts has them. He's got him. He's just steering. It's just like he's steering the wheel. He's just letting them play and doing their thing. And then if they get off track, he lets them know and gets them back on track. So I still think Colorado wins this series just because I think Colorado's scary good. And I don't know if anyone's like can match a level that they can get to. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But I think this is going to be a hell of a series, though.
Absolutely.
I want to hear the Mark Stone comment first.
My
Please.
Mark Stone thing is, I think the turning point in the Ducks series was Mark Stone leaving. I think they played better without him. And I know the penalty kill suffered, but I think in totality they became faster. And that felt like that was when they matched up to the Ducks level and then kind of took over from there.
So you don't think that
So-
if they had Mark Stone against Colorado, it's going to help them?
I don't know. I feel like you know what happens where they're like, oh, he's good enough to play, and they send a guy in, and we saw it looks like it's something
Yeah.
lower body on Mark.
It looks bad. It looked bad.
Yeah,
It looked bad.
and so you know how it is. You limp into playing the Avalanche. So imagine you've got some sort of a lower body injury. You
Yeah.
get caught out on the ice, and then you look up and fucking Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon are coming. You're like, I'm
At
dead.
Mach 12,
I I should have just not played. Like,
We'll see.
this sucks.
I
So
can
we'll
understand.
see.
I can understand that, but I still disagree. But yeah, I can understand what you're saying. Still
Yeah,
disagree.
I don't
That's
know.
fine.
It seems like it's gonna be a speed series. I don't know.
It'll be fast.
It's
but
scary.
that's what I think
It's
Vegas
scary.
is going to have to do with what they did with the Ducks. They're going to have to slow them down like they did with the Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do the same thing in Colorado.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It'll probably be a fairly similar playbook of slowing down these guys.
Yeah. It's just a matter if you can beat Colorado 4 times. And I don't know. I don't know, man.
Doesn't seem like it.
I don't know, man. Yeah,
Doesn't
they're scary good. You know?
have we heard anything about Cale Makar? Is he okay? I know
That-
he was hurt.
That's another one. That's another guy that I think is really, really banged up. And
Yeah,
we'll
seems like
see.
it.
I mean, that's a big one too. Like that'll help Vegas. You don't have that guy in the lineup. That changes.
Mm-hmm.
That changes Colorado's defense completely. Now, granted, I don't know. Like they also have a ton of depth. I mean, Brent Burns was unbelievable last series. That
Yeah.
Malinsky has been unbelievable. Kulak's been great. So I don't know. Like I said, unsung heroes to household names.
Hey, Brett Kulak scoring that goal was so dope.
Yeah, that
Like,
was awesome.
You couldn't hope for another guy. And like him,
I
like
love Cooley. I
they-
played
they
with him in
made him-
Montreal. He's great.
the fact that he had to go do media and he's like, I don't do this, and went out there with Nate, and it's just like, when we need a goal in overtime and they look down the bench, I'm not the guy that they call their name. Like even Nate cracked a laugh and was like, yeah, it's true. You're not the guy we're calling. But doesn't matter. He buries. That's it. Kulak is a very Nate Thompson-esque player. Unsung. And then when
Unsung,
you need him,
he
he's
is.
like, I'm right here, brother.
Yep. And just a solid. I mean, but like he's been huge for their back end, like his defense. Like, and how many games he's played in the playoffs the last like 4 years? He's with Edmonton, all those cup runs. He was in Montreal with some of their runs. Now he's in Colorado. Like the guy is a winner. Like he's been on teams. He's been on good playoff runs, and he steps up. He's gotten better. I mean, I got to play with him in Montreal, and he's gotten better as he's gotten older. He really has. I think he's one of those guys. He's a valuable player to their team. Big player for Colorado for sure.
As our off season started and our team got bumped out, Brian decided to do the hockey guy thing. He didn't come to the office today. He went and played golf somewhere. Brian, was this a charity thing? Was this a fun thing? Where were we at today?
I got invited to the Washed Lord Invitational. It's the bin baller tournament where one of the par threes, instead of winning a car, you win $100,000 Rolex.
Wow.
I will say this on that hole. It's the 8th hole. It ended up being my last hole because we started on 9. So, which no, I was warmed up.
Oh, okay.
I hit it within 8 feet of the hole. I was the closest in my group. They couldn't believe it. Over water, cleared water, and I was putting for
What
birdie.
if you pulled up to the podcast right now with $100,000 Rolex?
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
I was putting for birdie again with my caliber golf.
Oh,
I fucking missed it by like 2 inches, just barely. It was a tough putt. It was a tough hole placement. Because it was kind of like, it was like at the bottom of a slope, and I kind of like hit the, it was just like, it was tough.
You totally should have lied and said you buried that birdie putt.
No,
neither of us were there.
I'm not gonna lie because
I know, I'm just kidding.
my last two rounds playing, because I played Thursday too to get ready for this one.
Wow.
I parred my last hole of both rounds, and to me, who's not a very good golfer, parring my last hole is like it's like I'm getting better. I was putting for birdie, long birdie putts on my last hole both times, and just barely missing, just tap ins. And I owe it all to my caliber. I mean, my caliber putter.
different. You've been shooting different with that thing.
I mean, we saw the video. I posted a video. Those were not edited. Those were one shot, unedited. Me just draining putts. So
I looked for the edit. There was no cut that I could find.
So basically, you are, and what you're supposed to be doing when you play golf is you are putting less. You have
Yes.
less putts.
I mean, I'm still wearing my wristband. It was blue. I couldn't get. There was 3 colors: green, gold, and blue. I know gold was the best. Gold is always the best, but I couldn't decide. No one would tell me if blue was better than green. To me, blue felt better, and I was like, "Do I have better?"
Green is the color of money, though.
I know, but blue, it's like shiny. But no one would tell me, and I'm like, just tell me if it's better. Do I have more access than green? I just want more access.
Oh, if they wouldn't tell you, it sounds like probably not.
I know. I was invited.
So what, were you not allowed to go in certain rooms or something?
I got to do everything. I got to do everything. There was one hole. There was one hole that was like the party hole where they had like, they had a pizza guy. They had caviar. It was insane. And I'm just
This
like,
is a party hole. Damn.
how is this? How is this? And it was another long par 3. And it was just like, it was nuts. I was like, how is anybody? And like, there were serious people there, because if you win, you could. The winning group got like money and then like $50,000 chains or something like a lot. Like, and the whole thing is he bills it as the biggest amateur golf tournament, because no one can play who's ever played for money, or never getting paid, never been paid or whatever. Okay. And I guess I heard Ben Baller talking about, I think the last time, the last Washed Lord, I was there, and he was saying that there are some guys who signed up under different names, who played like on the Corn Ferry Tour, like the lower PGA, and they found out who they were. And it was just like, dude, and they kicked them out. And they're like, dude, you guys can't play this. You guys are fucking professionals. This is for amateurs only. Yeah. And so, I mean, it's fucking rad. I mean, we were nowhere close to winning because I played with the Rampage, who doesn't play golf, which is just...
we watched his kick stream of you in the office for a little while, Brian.
Yeah.
And there were some things going on.
Yeah.
And Brock goes, man, this looks like a long day of golf based on how this is going.
Yeah.
Like, when you can see people kind of on the tee box, whatever, he's like, this looks like a long day of golf. This is at like 4 p.m. He says this. And I turn to Brock, I'm like, they started golfing at 8:30 a.m., I think.
No, we started at 11.
Like, fuck.
We started at 11. So
that's still a long day.
It was fucking long. It was.
You were in a tough one.
That's a long session.
Your group was taking a while.
Yeah, our group. Yeah, and the thing is, there was one time that they started backing up behind us a little bit, and then we caught up. It was like then, because there's only really 2 golfers in our group, me and this guy Gabo, who's fucking awesome. Gabo style. Go check him out. Great guy. But just him and I are the only one really golfing. Rampage would hit some, Pi would hit some, and but really just, I mean, he was streaming the whole time. I mean, his son did a foot race with their cameraman. I posted it on.
Okay.
And it's like, and they bet on it. So it was great. I mean, it was a great day. It did make me think that we got to do a golf tournament at some point. Some sort of check on your teammates golf tournament, because
good idea.
a day, just a day out there of how many people come out like in the beginning and how, I mean, it
a really
was
good idea,
yeah,
Brad.
it's a great day, especially when you have activations at holes and different things. Other than the party hole, there's other activations that were, I mean, you guys been to golf tournaments where,
it's a good time.
I think, I think
fun.
we should do it at some point. So
Let's do it.
All right, we got some unfinished business. Brian,
yeah,
me and Nate brought up the caboose last time and did all the fucking work. So now it's your turn. What's the scrum of the week, Brian?
the scrum of the week, Torts versus the media. He said, you know what? I don't know if it was really versus the media or versus the NHL, because I don't know if he was mad at the NHL or the suspension or whatever, but like him telling the media or just deciding like, we're out of here. We won the series. We're out of here, and did as little as possible. And I love Marner going in and saying, the bus is leaving at 10 and he'll leave me, because it's probably happened. It's probably happened where he's like, shit, run into the bus, oh, my shit's on the bus.
100%.
So
absolutely.
Just Torts, just being Torts.
Torts versus the media is an interesting one because I'm seeing Vegas fans are very split. Some are like, yeah, fuck the media. What are we doing? And then we have other ones who are like, this guy doesn't have a contract with us. So did he come in and coach for the playoffs, lose us a draft pick, and then maybe we get bounced by Colorado and then see you later? Whoops, sorry. Like
A second round pick, and they don't have a first round pick this year. So essentially, they took their first round pick.
Yeah,
and fined him
it's pretty
$100K.
gnarly.
Yeah, that's more than a PP whack.
Is it $100K from his pocket or the team pocket?
Comes out of his bank account.
His
has to be proven wired from his account.
I love. Did he know? Do you think he knew that that's what's going to be the repercussions? It makes
He
me
knew
like
the
it more.
100K.
It makes me like it more if he knew the 100K. I think when he heard the draft pick, then he was like, oh god, if it was just make it 200K, make it 200K, give me the pick back.
I mean,
To be a fly on the wall when he got to hear that a second round pick was added. Woo!
I will say, in his defense, Torts, he's a team guy. He cares about his players a lot. And there's a curfew. There's a curfew in Santa Ana, and they got to get out of there by a certain time. And
They weren't making that anyways.
well,
Somebody debunked him. Somebody debunked his ass on that because you got to fly out by 10. 7 p.m. game. You're not getting it out of John Wayne by 10.
private's a little different. A little hour later,
I don't think
maybe.
so.
Because I remember flying out of San Jose. We had to do the same thing. We had to zip out of our gear into our suit. We had to get out of there so fast in San Jose because of the curfew. It was crazy. So he's a, I mean, it's a bold move, Cotton. It really is. It's a bold move.
I've got a little mole somewhere, Nate. I won't say where, but they're playing. I maybe know a guy who loads bags at an airport, and their plane was at the Long Beach airport.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, then
And I think Torts kind of tried to. I think Torts.
I'm
Torts
full of
did
shit,
the thing.
then.
You know when it's a great theory. It's a sound theory.
Yeah.
But I think Torts tried to kind of like throw that out there, praying no one would look into it because he's old school and he doesn't remember that in the internet era, everybody just looks everything up. And I think they just kind of try to be like, oh, John Wayne Airport, early curfew. Anyways, on to the next one, right? And people are like, hold on, we just looked up the flight.
Well,
logs.
yeah, I
Guys
mean, he
flew
sent
Long
out-
Beach.
He kind of like
I think those are the only two guys that talked to the media. Legit, those are the only two guys. Torts didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, our scrum of the week is legit the anti-scrum of the week because there was no scrum. There was no scrum.
no scrum of the week, John Tortorella. Thanks, buddy. Oh, what a human. You know what? We'll miss him when he's not in the NHL anymore because he is perfect.
I mean, he's great for the league.
Absolutely. We
He
need
really
more
is.
young coaches. Take note. Be more like Torts, please.
Be more like Torts.
I just want to say these playoffs. I don't know. It's because I got to be more a part of them because of the Ducks. I feel like even with the two sweeps, this fucking playoffs have been awesome. The hockey's been
Unbelievable.
awesome. So many games that are just like nail biters, and you're watching, and just even the games that were blowouts. I mean, we got to see some of them live, and that sucked. But
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, just Game 6 with Buffalo going to Montreal and just, blowing them out, and you're thinking, oh my God, So
It's been a fantastic playoffs.
Oh, unbelievable! I couldn't agree more, bro. It's been like, it's been insane, and the coolest part of it is every series is different, and like it's been just, it's like a movie. Every game is like it's like cinema. You're just watching a film being made. And it's incredible.
And I feel I feel like we're entering a new era of hockey with all the young guys.
Good point.
Like that's the thing.
That's part of it, Brian. That's part of why it's so fun is we have so many new faces this year.
Yeah. There's a new era. All the young guys that we've been talking about the last couple of years, and that they're coming into their own. And we get to be a part of it.
It's funny you said that too, because as I was watching and you see ESPN light up, Buffalo and Montreal playing against each other in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I was kind of thinking, I was like, holy shit, like you would never have thought this a few years ago or even this year that this would be the case in Game 7. Like this is so good for the league. You're right. That's a good point.
See, sometimes, Brian is like Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Put him on the bench for a week, and then boom, he comes in hot the next week with just some prolific statement.
I'm recharged. I've been, the greens, the greens of the course have just recharged me. I've been grounded, in the good way.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you very much for recording nighttime. We're burning the midnight oil. Hopefully Snides is freaking still jacked up from his win so he can edit this bad boy now.
He's running around Montreal shirtless.
Right
now. He's still singing ole 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 in a shower right now. Ole ole. He's just gonna wake up singing that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Playing.
Actually, I hope Snides doesn't sleep tonight.
Playing Fix You nonstop Coldplay. Oh yeah.
I do want to say this though. I have a lot of Buffalo friends, and this was a hard one because I have friends on both sides. I just wanted everybody to have fun. So I'm sorry to our friends in Buffalo. I wish both teams could have won. I wish that both teams didn't play each other, and they could have beat other teams.
That's the reality of this.
That's the reality. I wish they could have played other teams and beat other teams and then met each other in the conference final. That would have been.
I have something for the Buffalo fans. So, just want you to listen.
But
hold on.
Congrats. Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
Congrats, Montreal fans. You guys deserve it. And let's go. What are you gonna do here? This is. It's probably gonna be rude. It's gonna be rude.
That's for the Buffalo fans.
Damn, hit him with the intro too. Oh my gosh!
They can now. They know it's going to be. They're going to watch it on TV soon.
Yeah.
Look, even though Nate wants to start shit with everybody, that's fine. How can you blame him? Like we said, Buffalo's one of the teams somehow Nate didn't play for, and so he's a big Habs guy. That's great. Based on these wars of commentary going on, our social media increased by about 10%, according to producer Larms. So I think all the conversation has been mostly productive. There's some rude people. We'd like to remind you that my mom follows us and she reads the comments. So don't say anything too crazy. You don't need Linda to see that. Like, just keep it to the stats, keep it friendly, talk about the smoked meat and the wings and do your thing. But we appreciate you commentating and using our vehicle to get to whatever end you're hoping for.
Because there's nice people on both sides.
There really are. And Buffalo fans, I respect you for following the scrum.